Why should you use raw strings R for Python regex? Imagine trying to find a specific pattern in a sea of text. Regular expressions are your tools for this task, but they can be tricky to write correctly. If you have ever struggled with backslashes in your patterns, you are not alone. Using raw strings in Python can make your life much easier when working with regex. In Python, strings use backslashes to escape special characters like nulines or tabs. Regular expressions also relying heavily on backslashes to define special sequences, such as +D 4 digits or +W 4-word characters. When you write a regex pattern in a normal string, you have to double every backslash. For example, to match a digit, you would write +D. This can quickly become confusing and cluttered, especially with more complex patterns. Raw strings, created by prefixing the string with an R, tell Python to treat backslashes as literal characters. So, R plus D is read exactly as a backslash followed by a D, which is what you want in your regex pattern. This means you do not need to double the backslashes, making your patterns cleaner and easier to understand. For example, R plus W plus is much simpler and more readable than plus W plus. When you work with text extraction tasks in automation scripts, clarity is key. Writing regex patterns with raw strings reduces the chance of mistakes caused by incorrect escaping. It also makes your code more straightforward, so you can focus on the pattern logic instead of worrying about how many backslashes you need. Another benefit is that raw strings help prevent bugs. If you forget to double a backslash in a normal string, your pattern might not match what you expect, leading to errors or incorrect data extraction. Using raw strings eliminates this risk because Python does not interpret backslashes as escape characters in raw strings. In text processing, especially when dealing with complex patterns, raw strings save time and effort. They make your code cleaner and easier to maintain, which is important when your scripts grow larger or more complicated. Whether you are matching phone numbers, email addresses, or other text patterns, raw strings keep your regex patterns simple and correct. To sum up, raw strings treat backslashes as normal characters, avoiding confusion and mistakes. Regular expressions depend on backslashes for special syntax, so raw strings prevent errors and make your patterns clearer. Without raw strings, you have to double every backslash, which makes your code harder to read and more prone to bugs. Using raw strings in Python for regex is a best practice that helps you write better, more reliable code for text extraction and automation tasks.